Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to There's a Zombie Horse Outside My House. Episode 20 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. It's also raining, which is terrible. I hate raining. Go away, rain. Yeah, so we have updated the server. We've got new versions of some mods. We're version 1.02 of the Direwolf20 mod pack. So I've just been doing a little bit of testing, make sure everything's nice and stable before I sat down to record here. And then as I looked outside, I realized, yeah, there's some zombies riding on horses. I don't like any part of that. Oh look, and they're all wearing armor, so you don't have to worry about them getting burned up in the daytime. This is fun. Yikes. Alright, cool, got it. Go away. Everything's dead, hooray. So yeah, we are definitely having some fun. So today's episode, I'd like to work on improving what I made last episode. Oh, by the way, also our grinders and everything should be fixed. Oh, look at that. Things are being sucked up into my inventory. What is going on here? You go in there, please, and you go in there, and seeds. Cool. So I guess my machines are working again. That's kind of good news. As you guys might recall, there was a bug in the previous version of the mod pack that was causing issues with some things. Looks like that's fixed. Very happy to see that. So lots of changes and updates in the version 1.02 of the mod pack, which I'm excited to check out. There we go. What do we got going on over here? Nice. Some monsters in there. Gotcha. Sweet. So yeah, I want to improve this thing. I want to have it so that monsters spawn a little bit more, and I might lower this. It looks like it's kind of hard to hit monsters unless I jump. So I don't know if I want to put a block here that I can like, alright, now I'm good, or maybe I'll do something around the back. I'm not sure. Like either have a block here so that I can kill them easier, you know, like that, or I don't know, lower it one more level so that, but I kind of like having access to this thing and having at least one block space. I don't want the stone brick slab to be right here, right on top of it. But hey, we've got some LP going. That's nice. Let's take a look at what we're going to work on this episode. So there's going to be a lot of moving parts to this build. One of the first things I want to make sure to grab... Oh, good. I just hit level 30. Wouldn't it stink if I died right now? That would be terrible. Let's go hunt this creeper. Gotcha. Yeah, so level 30, that's all well and good, but I don't want to die. That would be bad. Well, mostly because I don't want to lose my experience. So one of the first things I'm going to make this episode is from Ender.io. It's called the Experience Obelisks. It's one of the many ways that you can store experience in this mod pack. There's several machines that you can get. There's stuff from OpenBlocks. There's stuff from... I think you can store experience using MFR, and there's a couple other mods that allow you to do it. What we're going to check out today is the Experience Obelisk, because honestly, I've never really used it, and I want to see how it works compared to the OpenBlocks ones. So Experience Obelisk requires some solarium, which we know how to make and might even have a few pieces laying around. If not, I just need 3 of you and 3 of you. Into the cooker you go. Get cooking. We'll put it in all smelting mode, and now we're happy, and we should be getting some solarium. Hooray! No, that's solid glass. What'd I do wrong? Gold and soul sand. Oh, I know what happened. Okay, yeah. Well, we don't want that. We want to do alloys only mode, I guess, because the soul sand turned into glass when it was smelted instead of alloyed. Thought that seemed like it was running a little quickly. Alright, that'll get us the solarium we need. We're also going to need an experience rod, which requires 2 more solarium and an energetic alloy. So 2 more solarium and 1 of these. Wow, I'm really low on redstone. And 2 more solarium. Cool. You and you, cook up. What I'm going to do is probably go mining after I get this experience stored. And then you guys cook up. And then I just need a machine frame, which I might have laying around. You know, I'm really getting annoyed with crafting stuff all the time that I use all the time. I should really implement something to not have to do that so much, but you, the couple redstone we need. Wow, I'm going to really be out of redstone at the end of this. We'll take this gold nugget because you don't belong in there. Get you 4, and that'll get me what I need. Then I just need some iron bars, which might be in my miscellaneous junk chest. Nice. And a few pieces of iron. Cool. So let's make this thing, shall we? This thing first. I forgot the copper. Whoops. No, I was forgetting something. I always forget one item somehow. Copper, and then machine casing, and then experience rod, and then should be good, but I guess this thing might not stack. Let's see, the 3 solarium go like this, and the experience rod goes here. Cool. By the way, experience rods, you can right-click on a fluid tank containing liquid XP to gain levels, and shift right-click to transfer it to the tank, but I'm just going to use that to make a block. So I could use this as an item and store liquid experience in a tank, and that would be very similar to how it works with open blocks, and it's the same fluid from open blocks as well. But I want the experience obelisk because this is pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I want that. So let's put it down somewhere. I don't think it requires any RF. So let's place it somewhere in our base that'll be like, hey, don't forget to stick your experience in here. This is an important thing. Right here might not be bad. So right from here in the interface, I can go ahead and store my experience levels. I can do 1 level at a time. Now what's funny about this, and I want you guys to be aware, notice how I have 30 levels. If I store one of my levels, I'm going to have 29 levels, but you guys know how, you know, it takes more experience to get more levels, right? So as you get more and more levels, you're going to get more and more experience per level cost. So one of my levels from 29 to 30 is more experience than what you would go from 0 to 1. So when I store 1 level in here, it's actually going to be 4 levels of experience stored in here, and take 1 level of my experience. See how I'm down to 29? But then when I retrieve 4 levels of experience, it's only going to give me 1 level of experience back. Sound pretty much accurate? So I can store 10 levels at a time, which will be 22 in there minus 10 from me, but I can get those back, of course, or I can just store it all. Boom, and then it's all 30 levels. Make sense, kind of, I hope? So now I've got all my experience levels stored in this nifty block, and I could dump this into a tank if I want. You can configure this to push the liquid into an adjacent tank, and it'll be stored with the open blocks version of liquid experience. But before we do anything crazy and cool like that, I'm going to grab my dire hammer, and I'm probably going to put some of this stuff away that I don't need at the moment. Should bring this thing along with me. I wouldn't mind bringing my dev null and probably my miner's backpack. That sounds like a good plan. And I don't think I need my sacrificial orb. I can put this gold away. I must have miscounted on how much gold I need. And we're pretty much ready to go mining, which is what I'm going to go do right now. I should also get myself a couple more cows. Now that the updated mod pack fixes the issue with MFR having these blocks reset every now and then, I don't have to worry so much about the cows dying when it shouldn't be. All right, so let's go furnace mode this thing. I want just a few more pieces of food, and then I'll see you guys in a few minutes after I get more redstone. Should probably get a battery on my hammer at some point, but eventually. That wasn't a bad haul from mining. Nice. There we go. Put you away now. Don't need you in my inventory. Probably don't need you guys. That's fine. And I can get ready to start building cool stuff. Oh yeah, my dev null can go away too. Cool. So lots of redstone now. Happy about that. And let's get to work. So one of the first things I'm going to want to make is a spawner from Ender.io. Now, I did a little bit of testing in single player. The way these work is, first, you need to get yourself a broken spawner, which we found under a greatwood tree, which is great, because we have one. You can also find these in dungeons, of course, or anywhere else that there's a spawner. You could go get the blaze spawner from the nether if you want. But I want this broken spawner. It's currently a cave spider spawner, though, and I don't want to use cave spiders. I want, like, zombies or skeletons or something. I mentioned at the end of last episode I wanted to do blazes, but unfortunately, the cost of spawning scales with the type of monster you're trying to spawn, and blazes are pretty expensive. 800 RF per tick to keep a blaze spawner going full time. Sounds like a little expensive. So, in lieu of that, we're going to go with skeletons or zombies or something like that. Those were around 160 RF per tick, which you guys should know is probably along the lines of the 2 magmatic engines we have down here, right? Magmatic dynamos, they can produce around 80 RF per tick total. So the 2 of them combined, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. We should be cooking up all our ores at the moment, by the way. Oh yeah, doing a good job. Thank you, guys. I love the auto-sorting system. It's kind of the best. Oh yeah, I also love that my tools automatically repair when I show up back at my base. I really need to upgrade all my Tinker's tools with energy cells so that they all recharge when I come back. That would be so cool. Anyway, let's get to work. So in order to convert this guy, the broken spawner, into a spawner for skeletons or zombies, we're going to need a couple things. First, we're going to need, let's see, it's a soul vial. So it's a couple bits of fused quartz, which is 4 nether quartz, and you're also going to need 1 solarium. So we're going to need to dig into our solarium piece here and get ourselves, I think we needed a dozen of these total, and then a piece of gold. Should be good. So you are still cooking steak, maybe? No, I guess you're just being funny. Oh, right. I forgot you're in all smelting mode. Let's set you to alloys only. I really should make a second one of these, 1 for alloys and 1 for just general smelting, but I've been lazy about doing that. Should maybe just make this always alloys only, and any general smelting I need to do could go over here in the redstone furnace. Just this one hasn't been upgraded yet, so it's still a little bit slow. But anyway, got this stuff. Let's go ahead and see if alloys is what I need to go with. Nice. That's what I want. Some fused quartz. So the soul vial is going to be an important part of what I want to make. The other thing I'm going to want to make is this guy, a soul binder. So we're going to need machine chase again, and we're going to need some more solarium, a zombie, skeleton, creeper, and enderman head. So we need 1 of each type of head. I should have that laying around. I'm pretty sure the enderman head, I found 1 of those. They're kind of rare, and you're going to want to grab them anytime you can because, like I said, they're kind of rare. Let me get the crafting components I need, and then I'll be back to set this thing up, and see you guys in just a minute. Alright, should be ready. Solarium 3, 4. Beautiful. Oh, there we go. 1 more, I guess. Thought I requested more of those, but okay. Okay, yeah, no, we're good. We're good. So I should be able to make this. Nice. Soul binder ready. And I'm also going to grab the soul vial. Okay, now soul vials are used to capture and store the souls of any monsters that you want. They're pretty nifty and useful. I need an energy conduit, by the way, and I'll put my detailed cobblestone over here for now. So we'll hook this thing up to power, and we're going to place down our soul binder. Now the soul binder is a unique machine. Not only does it require power in the form of RF, it needs experience. Alright, so I've got my broken spawner, and I've got my soul vial. Let's see if I can find a zombie. What do we got in here? Oh boy, a witch. Witches are nice, by the way, for these things, but... You know, that's a concussion creeper. I was wondering, because usually they can't see, but I guess they're a little bit different. Witch is nice, but not really what I was looking for. Thank you for 2 empty glass bottles, that's cool. Let's go find a zombie, because that's basically what I want to have in here. Let's jump down into my mining area, and I'll see if I can't find one. There's a creeper. That's not going to help, though. Oh, look, perfect. There's a zombie up there. So once I snag him with the soul vial, yoink, come on, come here. Gotcha. Haha. You can see that the zombie disappeared, and I captured his soul in the soul vial. Now we need to infuse this zombie soul, and you can see in there it just says zombie. Right-click on a mob to capture its soul, right-click again to release it. Similar to the, MFR capture thing, there's a couple mods that have similar type mechanics. We can go ahead and drop this soul binder. We combine the broken cave spawner with the soul vial, and you'll note that it's going to require 15 levels of experience. Now we have 2 options. We can either pipe this in as a liquid, the open blocks experience liquid, or we can use the player's experience by clicking this. Luckily, I gained 20 levels while mining, which is a good thing. I also have the 30 levels over here, which is nice, but I'm going to go ahead and use player experience. Boom. And it's going to start going. Now, this does require 500 RF per tick, and it takes a while. Takes a good long while, as a matter of fact. So let's drop downstairs and see how our energy system is holding up with this high demand. So you're currently getting drained pretty quickly, hardened energy cell. I wouldn't be surprised. As a matter of fact, I might even lose the internal buffer that's going on here on my soul binder. Not yet, but I would expect it to eventually, because that hardened energy cell, there it goes. Yeah, the hardened energy cell can only output 400 RF per tick, so it's not able to maintain. But that's okay. It'll just mean the machine runs slower. As you can see, progress bar is going to take a while. So I will come back in about 5 minutes, probably, when this thing's all done. Alright guys, as you can see, we got back our soul vial, which is now empty, and we have a broken spawner, which is now a zombie broken spawner. Sweet. So now we have the ability to convert this spawner into an actively powered spawning system. For that, we're going to need the following item, the powered spawner. So let me craft this thing up. It's going to require one of these nifty skulls and a Z-Logic controller, and electrical steel, and vibrant crystals, and emeralds, and all kinds of crazy shenanigans. I will be back in a minute once I've crafted everything I need. Alright guys, I think I'm ready. Let's go take a look. Should be able to do something like this, maybe? Nice, powered spawner, ready to roll. Now all I need is an anvil. Vanilla anvil should work, or a modded one, I guess. Let's get some iron. So I'm going to need a bunch of this stuff, and I might as well make this anvil because I'm going to need it for some other things later down the line from Ender.io. So let's see, is anvil 3, right? Pretty sure it's 3. Yeah, it is. Cool. There we go, anvil. Let's toss this somewhere like in here maybe. Cool. All we need to do is combine our powered spawner with our broken spawner. Now, as you guys might know, there's a little bit of a weird display bug here when you shift-click things into repair an anvil like that, but you'll notice as soon as you close the inventory and open it back up, it's gone. All right, spiders. One of these days, I'm going to deal with you. Whoa, that's a lot of creepers. I really have to do something about mobs spawning around my house. We'll get there, I promise. Anyway, was that a... Okay, he must have got teleported into my house by that random thing. So anyway, I need some experience levels, don't I? So, retrieve all experience levels. I'm back up to 32 levels. That should allow me to now combine my powered spawner with my broken spawner and get a powered spawner that can spawn zombies for me. Simply supply with power to activate, upgrade with capacitors to increase the speed and energy storage. So more capacitors equals more mobs spawning at a time. I am totally okay with that. So let's put all this junk away that I don't need for the time being, and let's go figure out how we're going to rearrange our nifty building outside to handle this spawning system. So I have to figure out exactly how I want this to work. And I might as well pick up all this experience because I'm doing all this stuff that requires experience, so that's kind of nice to have. Alright, anything in there at the moment? Probably. Yeah, regular old creeper, which as you can see is not really noticing my existence. This isn't a terrible thing, by the way. Like, it's actually working pretty well. It's just, if I wanted to stand here and really use it a lot, it's a little bit slow. Alright, I'm also not really getting a lot by way of spiders either. Alright, let's fly up there and see what we can do to make this room a little bit more functional. Oh, I got dizziness from that. There we go. I'll do this and this. Should light it up enough. Alright, give me a minute to figure out what I want to do, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back, and I just crafted myself a hardened energy cell, and I just learned that the hardened energy cell will charge in your inventory, given the wireless chargers nearby. That's kind of funny. But I'm actually going to swap this out, so I'm going to snag this hardened energy cell for the time being, and place this one down here. I'm just going to configure it so that it's accepting power from the bottom, and outputting power to the top. That way it will, there we go, it should be accepting at some point soon. Outputting to the top. Charging up. Maybe at some point it'll start charging. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't know, maybe it's just filling up buffers or something. That's probably what it's doing. Oh, you know what? I also have to make sure. I forgot. Whenever you upgrade from... hardened energy cells always come from leadstone energy cells, so don't forget to do that and that. Now we're talking. Cool. So power is being drained. There's probably some internal buffer somewhere that's getting filled. Probably the wireless charger, to be honest with you. All right, so now that we've got all this stuff ready, let's hopefully build something pretty cool. Ready? So we're gonna go outside here, and you can see I increased the height of this room. Hooray! Creeper just spawned in there. How are we doing for this stuff, by the way? By the way, if you want, you can store your life essence in your orbs. So this thing, my current life essence pool is only up to 15, 14. If I just stick my orb in there, you'll notice that it starts flowing into me, my personal pool of stuff. So that's something we're going to want to go ahead and do. And I'm going to make something else real quick that I think I'm going to want. Probably good. I would like some redstone lamps. I know, it's a vanilla item. You guys should be proud. I think 4 should do. That'll do. For sure. And I guess I'm going to get my Yeta wrench. That should help. Just to manage things a little bit easier. So what I want to do is, number 1, have an on-off switch for the darkness in here. So what I'm going to do is place lights in the 4 corners, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess not the 4 corners, but you know what I mean. So now with those placed, it should be dark in there. And why don't I just get myself some levers for the time being to demonstrate this, but we're going to make this a bit nicer of a design in a minute. But with one of these on, you'll notice that it starts to light up enough that this portion of the room is lit up. Now if we turn all of these on, 1, 2, and 3, we'll note that no monsters can spawn in there. See, with my F7 mode, there's no X's, meaning there's no monster spawn chances. Hooray! What I'm going to do next is install this thing. So right here, I'm going to place my powered spawner. And connecting that will be 2 things, as a matter of fact. 1 will be the power energy conduit, because we want to be able to supply it with power, because it's going to need power. And second, I'm going to have an insulated conduit here. And when I access this thing with the Yeta wrench, I'm going to change the thing here. It's going to be... That's power, so we want that in and out, always active. This we want in and out. Signal color can be red. Sure, why not? Cool. And then hooking into that, not there. There we go. Not that either. Will be this thing, which will come out to the 4 corners here. So we'll get rid of this thing, we'll put this guy here, and we'll do the same on all of these. Cool? There's one thing I want to make you guys heavily aware of, so pay attention, this is important. When I cover up this hole, you would expect this room to be dark, but it's not. See, F7, oh, see, when it's daylight, monsters can spawn. That's because apparently it looks like light can get through the powered spawner, and it can also get through the stone bricks. To solve that, you're just going to want a conduit facade. So, do I still have some conduit stuff on me? I do. How cool is that? Boom. Get one of these guys. We will paint it in the painter. Doesn't matter what block texture we're using. I mean, I could use stone bricks if I wanted them to be perfect, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. And then if we come out here again, and it looks like it's getting to be nighttime. So just real quick to demonstrate, F7, that's there. I put the conduit facade right on that. That should prevent light from getting through, and you can see now they're red X's, which means there will always be mob spawning in there, even if it's nighttime or not. Cool. So important things to pay attention to. Let me sleep through this night. Speaking of nighttime, apparently I'm looking through the wall. And then the only other thing left to do is I want to change 2 things, actually. I want these guys north, no, up we will set to disabled. I want this to be green. Cool. There's probably a way you can do it. I think you might have to click on the band itself. No, that's not it. We're going to say down is in, out, green. Cool. There we go. So green signal will turn on the lights. Red signal will turn on the spawner. The only other thing I need is to get some power into here. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do for temporary purposes is have my hardened energy cell down here near my altar. Now eventually we're going to upgrade this so that we don't need half of these things, and that'll be a joyous day for all of us. But for now what I want to do is have it so that I have direct access to see how much energy I have in my hardened energy cell. The best way to do that is just have the energy cell right here. We can go ahead and run these conduits up through here, and eventually, like I said, we'll be removing all of this, but for now this will work. I mean, I don't know if we'll be removing all of it, but we'll definitely be removing a significant chunk of it. So when we hook all this in, what we should wind up with now is the energy cell draining. Cool. And we can see monsters spawning because I forgot to make a setting change. Hold on. Let's do this. And I'm going to set this guy to active with redstone signal. So you can see he's no longer running. He should be building up an internal buffer without draining. And yeah, long story short, this guy should always be on. Now why? Oh, okay, that's fine. So now we should have a system where when we enable the red signal, we should have zombies spawning. And we'll demonstrate that shortly. How am I doing? 5,000 LP? Sweet. I think that's as much as I can have, by the way, with the tier 1 orb, which is fine. I'll take that out of there for now. How are you doing? You should be down a little bit. 6,000? Okay. Alright, cool. Kill that guy. 6514, looking good. Alright, so the next thing to set up, probably going to want to run our conduits down this way so that we can access these redstone controls like so. Okay, so I'm going to want this to be maybe right, let's say, like that maybe? Maybe like that. We'll see how well this works. I haven't played with these well enough to know if this is going to be an issue with them being right next to each other or not, but we're going to find out pretty soon. Let's do this. We're going to hook up insulated redstone conduits here and here. We're going to open this thing up and say, let me get out of bat mode for a minute. Now that is the east direction, so if we access this and say east, force it to be in out, that'll be color red. Your east will force it to be in out, color green. And then I just need 2 levers. Cool. So when I flip the green switch, which should be this one, what I should see is that the spawner is not running, correct, and the lights are on. Nice. And when I flip the green switch off, the lights are off. And when I switch the red switch on, the monster spawner will run. And if they're both on, the lights will be on and the monster spawner will run, meaning that we'll only get zombies. So with the lights on, mobs won't spawn in here by themselves, and we're guaranteed to only get zombies. I think occasionally you might get a baby zombie, unfortunately. And those are annoying because you can't dagger sacrifice baby zombies. Sad. Hooray! It's working. And, you know, the only other thing is that, you know, with the lights off, we would get other monsters, potentially, just through the normal spawning mechanics of other monsters, and zombies, and then with the zombie spawner off, obviously we wouldn't get those zombies, but we'd get other zombies from just regular spawning if the lights are off. That is cool. Now all I really need is some signs here or something to let me know which one's which, and long story short, I think we have a pretty cool system. What do you guys think? Not bad, right? I mean, there's some wiring and stuff here, but that's all going to go away eventually. And if I really need to, I can hide it in some fancy kind of way. But I think eventually we're going to wind up having this whole thing gone. We're going to get rid of this thing up here. We're going to basically have a dark room, maybe with an on-off switch that I'll do wirelessly so we don't have to have these wires all over the place. And I'll probably also have extra utilities cursed earth. But we're not at the point where we can really get that just yet. Eventually, yes, probably semi-soon. But for now, this was a cool build, and I'm happy with it. And with that, guys, I think, unfortunately, we've hit a pretty good wrapping up point for the episode. So I'm going to sit here, get myself some more of these nifty gadgets, and prepare for some more blood magic fun that we're going to have down the line. I wouldn't mind getting some of the cool toys that we can get from blood magic now that we have a reliable and non-harmful way of getting ourselves a decent amount of life essence. Pretty excited for that. Obviously, we have a lot more stuff that I can't wait to show you guys. Lots of cool builds coming in the future. For now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And as always, take it easy.